Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Steven, and today I'll be talking about another important album and an album that I enjoyed in 1981. This one is called The Who Face Dances. This was their first album without legendary drummer Keith Moon. Of course, the album lacks the firepower of Moon's drumming, and that's a given. A lot of fans I remember were were crazy mad about the thought of the Who continuing on without Moon. Um, because remember that back in the day, when you were a rock band, you stuck to rock songs. The original band stays together. If a guy leaves, the band stops. But bands start to continue on. You know, Van Halen, Kiss, AC/DC. There was a big uproar without Keith Moon, and understandably so. He gave him a special sound, and I'm not taking away from it. But this, in my opinion, is a solid album. There's some great tracks on here. You Better You Bet is a great rocker. I enjoyed How Can You Do It Alone. I think it's a nice ballad. Daily Records is good. Another Tricky Day is one of my favorites. There's also Don't Let Go of the Coat is not bad. They're not as relentless as their other albums, but it's still I took this as this kind of mirrors Empty Glass from Pete Townsend. Same kind of style, feel, songwriting style, except you have Roger Daltrey on it. I took it as basically it's kind of a counterpart to Empty Glass. And that made me a lot it made it a lot easier to digest at that point. Because I was in the same boat where, Keith Moon is not here. What are you talking about? How could you? But I bought it. And actually, I think this was my first legit, from my own money, bought this CD. No, not this one. Sorry. I bought the vinyl. This is the re-edition where they had bonus tracks on here. And the bonus tracks are phenomenal. It's in You is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal song. You should hear it. Listen to it on YouTube or something, or on your streaming services. Like I said, it lacks the firepower of Moon's drumming, but there's some of Pete Townsend's strongest songs on here. And I think it deserves a listen. It's important because I thought they could have packed it in. And not only did they try to tour, they made an album. Even with they knew there was going to be a backlash, and they did it anyways. So kudos to them. I took it as this is Empty Glass Part 2 from Pete Townsend. But he's just got the Who members on there with him. So, and that made it easier for me to at first digest and absorb this album, and then over the years say, yeah, it's a Who album. It's not the same, but it's a Who album. And that's my take on it. You let me know. Do you have this album? Have you heard this album? Did you stop buying it after Keith Moon? And that's a valid argument, and that's a valid thing to do. Or did you give this a shot, and over time, did you like it? Let me know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll post some songs below. You let me know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. This is Steven from the Aroundtable with some of my favorite albums or albums I think were important from 1981.